Hi, my name is Marissa, and I will be explaining to you a little bit on my art project on the 7 dimensions of health and wellness that we have learned throughout this course. So I know that the typical project, you didn't want a bunch of magazine clippings, but I did pick these out very carefully to demonstrate and show what I went through in life, what I go to in times of stress, what I like, what I enjoy, and how I came to be what I am today. I'm going to start first by showing you I have 7 different hands here, and each one has a dimension of health and wellness on that. And I made these in accordance to importance of my life and how I apply them to my life. So the first one is family. I put family first because these are the first relationships that you start out with. In developing relationships, it's always your family first. You're around them most. You grew up with them. These are the bonds that you're going to create first. So I feel like family is a really important dimension that needs to be fulfilled as a foundation. I have here several different photos of a family. It's the dad, he's cleaning with the baby on his back, dad reading with his kid, mom trying to juggle cleaning and with her 2 kids, dad trying to paint one nail and hold another one. So I put these up there because this was kind of my life until about 6 years old when my parents divorced. They were, as a team. But after that, it was much different, and they didn't really like each other very much after that, so that was a little bit hard on my life. And I put these eyeballs here because literally I felt like everyone was watching me and judging me after they got a divorce, wanting to see how I was going to react and, how I would do and work from there. So I always felt like, people were watching me and why I did what I did, and just, kind of like a science experiment. I put here in the corner a picture of a mom, dad, and kid on vacation having fun because I never really got to experience that. It was either doing that with one parent or another, never together. So that would have been nice to enjoy that growing up. I put a picture here of a mom and a daughter sharing a hug because growing up, I ended up becoming more attached to my mom than my dad. I saw my mom more than my dad. So naturally, we created a stronger connection there. And so my next dimension that I feel is really important is the physical aspect, because I think that you have to take care of your body to be healthy. It transports us to here and there, and it lets us be able to experience life and do what we want to do. This is an important part of my aspect. It's also important because it's part of my vocation, which kind of combines over here with this one. I am a personal trainer, so I'm constantly trying to get people to realize the importance of taking care of your body and exercising and getting physical fitness in weekly. So I have some healthy vegetable smile here, some more vegetables here, because for me it all started when I began to eat differently. I began to have more energy, and I was able to actually be able to physically move my body and jump around and have energy to do all that. So I really promote health and wellness through eating habits too. And financially, that job supports me to be able to do all the things that I like to do. It helps me to work out, to stay motivated, and it is just a really rewarding job because it's providing a service to people, quality service to people that are looking to better fulfill their lives and get more out of their lives. They're looking for that extra pep in their step, and they look to me for it to advise them on ways to do that. So physical health and fitness and dieting and exercising is a big part of my life. So I have a lot of images of that on here. Spiritually, that is my next dimension I want to talk to you guys about. This one is pretty important to me. I grew up Catholic and then transitioned to Christianity, and then during high school I stopped going to church, and I started hanging out with my friends more, and I kind of lost touch. But then through college I realized that I felt pretty empty not being in touch, so I began to seek spiritual connection and wonder which religion is correct. I began to question all the religions, and eventually I found a theory that I have a lot of respect for, which is why I have this image here of the Indian chief of the Cherokee tribe. So the Indians of our land, the indigenous people, they had a deep respect for Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and they felt that everything was connected in everything they did with everything they came in touch with. We're connected with the earth, water, wind, and I feel that this is still very true today. We are all made up of organic matter, and so is our earth, and so it's almost impossible to say that we're not connected with, life and earth. So I have a deep respect for that way of spiritually thinking. The next dimension that I want to talk to you about is of the mental dimension. This one is really important because if you are not mentally strong, you are not grounded in any of these other dimensions of health and wellness, it is not going to be easy for you to overcome traumatic experiences and grow from them. And it's going to be a lot easier when you have that support from your family and your spiritual connection, your connection to the higher power you believe in. It's going to be easier to overcome challenges and get through them. I have here a person climbing a really tall rock, and I have this here because I really like rock climbing. Ever since I moved to Colorado about a year ago, I got into rock climbing, and it was really the first time I had experience doing it. I was a little bit scared at first, but eventually I grew to really enjoy it. But in this activity, there's a lot of mental challenges that you have to overcome. Sometimes you're so tired and exhausted, you can't imagine going another, 10 feet higher, but you do that because you challenge yourself mentally, and you self-talk yourself into doing it. And being mentally strong is definitely a strong asset to have in life in general. So social aspect of the dimensions that I want to talk about and that I want to show you here. This is one of them that I feel like I need to work on a little bit more, in addition to the familial. Here, lately, since going to school and working full time, it's been hard to hang out with my friends and do the things that I want to do with them and just kind of chill. So I put here, I have these little wine corks, because when I do get together with my friends, we like to, drink a little bit and then just let loose, because we're all, on the grind of working in the city and trying to, just make a living for young adults. And I also put camping. These are people sitting by a campfire enjoying the camping trip. Me and my boyfriend really like to go camping. So I put that there because we also like to go with our friends, and that's pretty much exactly what we do. And being outdoors and doing this, it's really fulfilling, and it definitely fills the void of city living, because sometimes you see too many people too often and you just want to get away from it all. So that's something that we really enjoy doing. I put here a race because socially I like doing that with my friends too. We and my boyfriend, we like to go and train for these races, have a good time. This is actually the last medal that me and my boyfriend ran for a Santa Stampede. It was a 10K race, and we had a really good time doing that. And I put here a picture of two young people in love, and I think that this is important because I am finally at a place where I'm able to love freely, and I only got here because I had to go through this whole journey that I just went with you through. You know, the challenges that I went through, the religion, spirituality that I questioned, and the connections I made in being outdoors. And that's actually how I met my boyfriend, was because we both enjoy outdoors and doing things outdoors. We clicked right away. And so yeah, my last one, vocational, is also another area that I feel like I need work in. I really want to work more with people, and although I do work with people right now training, and it's very rewarding, it's a service that I perform for others, I still want to do a little bit more for the community. And so that's why I have this here, and this is why this is my last dimension, because this is one of them that I really feel like I need to fulfill, because it's the one with the most voids, and I don't do enough for the community. So I feel like this is definitely an area where I really need to get to and focus on and try and make a change here. So this is my vision board of my 7 dimensions of health and wellness, and I hope that you were able to appreciate my story through them. Thank you.